Hey guys, welcome back to another Mental Health Monday. Hope everybody had a good week this week. Got a couple of things I wanted to talk about real quick. The first one actually is, kind of started doing this because I wanted to bring some education, I guess, to mental health. So I wanted to talk first about anxiety because that's something that I struggle with myself, have for years, and it's not something that I really feel comfortable talking about. So if we get the hard stuff out of the way, we'll see how it goes. So, pardon me for looking over. I have a notebook in front of me with notes that I wanted to talk about. So, I guess the first thing I wanted to talk about is, do you know what anxiety is? Well, to me, it's sort of an emotional cycle that starts out with being worried about something, I guess. So I'm worried about something and it weighs on my mind very heavily. I get agitated because of whatever this is. I mean, it could be something stupid, something little that makes no sense, and there's no reason to worry about it, but it happens. I get agitated though at little stupid things. I go fly off the deep end and I'm ugly and mean. Well, that kind of leads to sleeplessness because I am frustrated with myself because of whatever it was that I've done. I feel like I shouldn't be hateful, and I am, and then I worry all night about who made mad. So I don't sleep, and then all day the next day I'm really tired. I can't concentrate. Not able to get things accomplished that I wanted to do. Like at work, I can't concentrate on moving from one patient to the next. I want to jumble everything up because everything in my head's all jumbled up. I get frustrated with myself. I get frustrated with my surroundings, and a lot of times I take it out on people that don't really deserve it. That then starts to tense my body up. And something else that I don't really talk about a lot is that I do have some autoimmune problems that affect the way that my body functions. Stress really exacerbates those symptoms. So if I get stressed out about something that happened at work or something that happened at home, doesn't matter how big or small it is, it can make my body tense up, and then I suffer physical pain from the anxiety of whatever else I'm dealing with at the time. It goes to me being worried about not being able to get things done around the house or at work, or I can't take care of a particular patient because I don't feel like I'm capable of moving them from area B to area A and back again. Even though, a lot of times I can do that, but I'm anxious because I'm not sure if I can. And then I get worried and etc. The big one is when I have anxiety attacks, and sometimes I'll just be in a panic. There's nothing that can calm me down. I'll just be so overwhelmed with everything, and the only way that I know to really explain it is just that I feel like I have the weight of the world on me. And I feel stupid for even talking about it. And now my audience, or the peanut gallery, is staring at me because I said I feel stupid for talking about it. But it's true. Anxiety attacks are bad. Sometimes I cry. Sometimes I throw things. All because I'm overwhelmed. That's the only way I really know how to put it. A couple of things that really help me to process all that is spending extra time with my friends and family, people that understand and don't judge me for it. We had a really good time last night because our niece and nephew and our niece's boyfriend were here, and my husband, my little boy, and the other two guys played video games, and I just sat and talked to my niece and chilled out. And I mean, it helps to have people that you can talk to, people that you can not talk to, people that will get your mind off of it, I guess. And sometimes that's really necessary. And in situations like when I get overwhelmed with a lot of things that I need to do all in one day, I'll make a list of everything that I have to do. Because one thing that really gives me anxiety is being afraid that I'm going to forget to do something. So if I will make myself a list of everything that I need to accomplish that day, doesn't matter if I even do them in order, but as long as I get them done and can check them off, it gives me a visual representation of what I actually did accomplish. And then I know that I've been able to get something done. And it gives me a sense of accomplishment at the end of the day. Just on the other hand, there have been times that I've had those lists and not gotten a thing done, and then I feel even more discouraged. So it works sometimes, but only if you're able to get the things on the list done. One of my favorite things to do is if I get happy, sad, angry, whatever it may be, most of the time angry, sometimes I write down my side of the story, rip it up, throw it away. It helps me to get it off my mind, get it out of my head, and get rid of it. And it's sort of a process, I think. Once it's gone, it's not out of my mind, but I did get my side of the story out of my head. Also wanted to kind of give you a few things that are very important to remember if you struggle with anxiety. You can't make everybody happy, even though you can try. There are going to be days and times and people that you can never make them happy about what you've done. Just a scenario. I remember there was a person that used to come into a restaurant where I waitressed. Didn't matter if his food was cooked perfectly. He was always upset, and he would call people names and not tip anybody. It didn't matter. If everything was done perfectly, he always found a reason to be upset. So that wasn't anything that anybody could change, because that was in him, not in us. And that's hard to come to the realization of. I think that's something that you kind of get as you get older. We don't really care so much about trying to make other people happy, unless it's, your boss, your husband, those kind of people. But you're never going to make everybody happy. And if you continue to try to make every single person happy that you come into contact with, you're going to be disappointed. And with disappointment, for me, comes anxiety, because then I worry about what I could have done differently, how I could have changed the outcome of the situation, etc. And a lot of times when I'm really anxious, I feel like everybody's mad, but that's not always the case. Usually it's me that's mad and everybody else is trying to figure out why I'm mad. So everybody's not always mad at you, even if it seems that way. One thing that I did not write on my notes that I kind of want to add is I struggle in social environments, like going into Walmart where I know I'm going to run into people. It overwhelms me thinking that I may I guess I have to talk to somebody and not know what to say. And I know a lot of times people think I'm rude because I'll walk by and not speak, but that's not my intention. It's usually just that I don't know what to say or how to start a conversation with people. So I get anxious about going into Walmart in the first place, and then I get anxious because there are people there, and then I get anxious because I'm having to spend money, and Walmart is not a good place for me. So I always try to take somebody with me, my husband, my little boy, somebody that can distract me from what I'm doing. And I always try to have a list of what I want to get while I'm there, and that seems to really help. So I guess that's really all I wanted to talk about today and kind of expose myself a little, and I'm really nervous about posting this because I don't really talk a lot about this kind of thing with people. So here you go. Here's my soul out of my mouth into a video posted on the internet for everybody to see. Hope you enjoy it. Thank you for watching again on this wonderful Mental Health Monday, and I will see you guys next week. Bye.